Hey, you guys. So I'm going to be sharing some patterns that I picked up during simplicity.com last sale, which was McCall, KnowMe, and some Simplicity and Vogue patterns. So come with me so I share with you guys the patterns that I picked up. Come on, let's go now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you McCall's, Vogue, Butterick, and Simplicity patterns. That was on sale on simplicity.com October 16th through the 21st. So as of the recording of this film, or this video I should say, it's been about a week and a half. And I have not shared these with you because we've been filming other stuff and getting some sewing done. So I figured it's time for me to go ahead and share these with you before it's a little too late. All right, so go ahead, get you a snack, something to drink, beverage of choice, and come on for the journey with me because I'm gonna share on the table some of the fabrics that I'm gonna be using with these patterns and where a lot of these patterns are going to be placed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. To keep this video short and brief, but also give you the deets and the news that you can use on this video, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so you guys, I first went to Joann's for the pattern sale and they didn't have the new patterns. So I decided that I was just gonna go ahead and pick them up in PDF because a couple of things is, I've been trying not to pick up paper patterns because y'all know I've been downsizing when it comes to the paper patterns simply because I have a storage unit full of patterns and fabric. You guys seen that when I shared with you guys how I went back to my fabric and pattern stash in order to get some more inspiration in order to sew. So I'm gonna put that video up here so you can see it, drop it in the description box below so you're able to link to that video as well. All right, so first, let me go ahead and share those 18 patterns with you. Now, I'm gonna start off with the 2 Simplicity patterns that I picked up, followed by the 5 McCall patterns. I picked up 5 KnowMe patterns, and then I picked up 6 KnowMe patterns and 5 Vogue patterns. So let's go ahead and get right on into the Simplicity patterns first. So the first pattern that I picked up is Simplicity 3005, which is a wrap skirt. And I'm gonna put all of these up on the screen because they are all in PDF and just kind of tell you why I picked it up and talk you through where it's going to be placed. All right. So Simplicity 3005, it is pretty much a wrap skirt. Now, I'm not going to tell you the details of the pattern because I did that during the drop. So I'm just going to share with you guys why and when I'm going to sew it up. All right. So this one is a wrap skirt. I did mention that it reminded me of a previous pattern that I have, which is perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is use that pattern first, and then I can toss it because I had this one. All right, let's just be real of what I'm going to do. All right, so this one, I don't have this slotted to sew right this moment, but it may be coming up in the springtime in order to use this pattern, Simplicity 3005. Moving over to the next one, which is Simplicity 3012. And that pattern is pretty much a knit top. Now this one is also part of my 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe, which is why I went ahead and picked this pattern up because at first when I went to Joann's, they had it in the pattern drawer. However, I waited after it dropped, went back, and it's not in the size that I needed. So I just went ahead and picked it up on simplicity.com. Now this one will be used as my off-white knit top that I will be putting in my 12-piece fall wardrobe. And I am going to be doing the hood, okay? So for this pattern, I will be sewing up view B. For this pattern, it's an easy to sew pattern. So yeah, just stay tuned for that when I share all the pieces of my 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe. All right, so those are the 2 Simplicity patterns that I picked up. Moving over to McCall patterns. So the first McCall pattern that I picked up is McCall's 8527. Now this is a Melissa Watson pattern. It is a pair of pants. Now this pant pattern will be used as part of Vlogmas as well as my blues board for Vlogmas in December. So I will be cutting the pattern pretty soon and going ahead and sewing that up for Vlogmas in the month of December. This will also be a blue, so I can use this as part of Martika J Makes Challenge, which it's crazy because Martika J Makes Challenge is actually in the month of November, but this will be one of the first things that I sew for the month of December. So I'm not sure that it will play very well into that, but we will see or whatnot where I'm going to place this at, because this will definitely be used for Vlogmas, which is McCall's 8527. Moving over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is McCall's 8528. And this one is a dress with that little buckle on the side. It's more like a blazer dress. And the reason why I picked this up is because it just seems like that is the trend. Now, I do not have this dress slotted anywhere on my plans just yet, but I can see this dress being sewn up sometime in the spring or fall time, because I want to use a lot of the patterns that I'm picking up now to do upcoming collections as well. So I don't have it slotted, but it might be slotted at some point in time. We'll see. All right. But once again, it's 8528. Moving over to the next pattern. The next pattern is 8531. And this pattern is a pair of pants. Now I can see these pants being sewn up in a corduroy. I have some pink corduroy in my stash, and you guys remember when I did the pink and red board, which I'll put it up here so you're able to see that. I used a lot of red and not necessarily a lot of pink, so it was more like a red board instead of a red pink board. So I think I want to redeem myself with some pink and sew these up during February, where I could sew kind of like a pink board in the month of February, okay? During the love month, okay? So even though it's Black History Month in February, it's also the love month, okay? So sometime during Valentine's Day or whatever, I could definitely sew these up in the pink corduroy that I actually already have in my stash, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and probably do that for, I think I'll sew these up by February, all right? But stay tuned for the channel, on the channel, to see if I sew these up during that time, all right? Moving over to the next pattern is 8532. So 8532 is a jacket and vest pattern, and y'all know why I picked this up. It's a jacket. Y'all know I love jackets and everything. I can see this being made up in a lightweight fabric. Now, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. I don't think that I'll get to this jacket anytime soon. This may be a next year pre-fall, fall time frame before I get to this jacket. I cannot see, I have enough planned on my schedule for December and November. So because of that, I don't think that I'll get to it this year, but I can definitely see myself getting to it by fall of next year. Once again, this pattern is 8532. And the last pattern that I picked up, that's a McCall pattern, is 8533. And 8533, this pattern is the Mrs. Bolero and jacket pattern. So for this one, I could definitely see myself sewing this up in a nice pastel color. Easter colors, like your pale yellow, which you guys know I moved my yellow board to next year. I can see it being made up in that color, or a lime color. I could, in the month of March, I could see it being made up in like a lavender or a baby blue or something like that. I could see many colors for this, but I could definitely see more like a spring or a summer vibe. Even if I wanted to use a print, more like a spring, summer style print for this pattern. So I could see myself using one of my Ankara prints for that, or just something subtle like a floral that I have in my stash with a white background that I got from Joann's many moons ago. I'm saying many moons ago, but about 2 years ago. So I could definitely see that being used for this Bolero jacket. So that's why I picked it up. But once again, it's 8533. So now let's go ahead and move over to the KnowMe patterns that I picked up and which ones I'm going to be sewing up relatively quickly. So the first pattern is no other than Brittany J. Jones. It's McCall's 2096. I'm sorry, it's KnowMe 2096. And you guys know. So this is going to be sewn up for Vlogmas in the month of December. Now, I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to sew the entire thing, but I'm gonna make it removable. What I mean is that the bodice, I'm on the fence of if I wanna do the bodice and make it removable with some buttons or whatever for the bottom, to where if I wanna wear it as kind of like a complete jumpsuit, I can, or I could just wear it as the pants as well. So I think that's what I'm gonna be doing for Brittany J. Jones jumpsuit pattern, which is KnowMe 2096. Tell me if you think I should do that, which would be a slight hack. And if I do that, of course, I will share how I do it on the channel as well. So it's not going to be a complete sew along because Brittany J. Jones have her own sew along for this pattern. It would be pretty much showing behind the scenes of how I made that style change. All right. But other than that, that's what I plan on doing. Well, once again, it's KnowMe 2096. The next pattern is KnowMe 2099, which is Lindsay pattern from the Stitch Fits. So, I mean, like, come on. Y'all know when I seen this drop, I was like, yes, yes, yes. Now, my daughter loves this pattern. I love the fact that she put Lola in on the front of the pattern. If you have not been following her story, she already said that Lola is on it, and she's looking for a time where she could show Lola in Joann's that she made the pattern cover. So anyway, long story short, I did go ahead and pick this pattern up. This is actually going to be part of Vlogmas as well, to sew this pattern up with a blue, and I think I want to do like a dark and light blue, or a blue and a white, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on the colors yet, but what I can tell you is it will have some blue, okay? Because blue is the last for it, and that's what my theme for Vlogmas is going to be. Shades of blue, something like that, all right? So something like that. I'll work with the theme, title, or whatever of my blues board, but it may be like shades of blue, something like that. All right, but let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern, which is a KnowMe 2100. Or 2100, I should say. Yeah, 2100, which is Lydia's pattern. And this one is a oversized bomber jacket. Y'all know it's bomber jacket season. Now, I'm already sewing 2 bomber jackets, one for my 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe, and another one for another series with other ladies in this series for the month of November, December. So originally, the series that I'm going to tell you guys about coming up on the channel in about a week or two, I'm going to announce that challenge. However, I had to move it back because you guys know I was out for about a week, and to give the ladies enough time to sew up their garment, which we spoke about this way after Pattern Hackathon. I want to say the end of July, beginning of August. I reached out to the ladies for the series, but I will announce that series in about a week or two. All right. So this one is the bomber jacket or whatnot. So I'll be sewing up 2 bomber jackets coming up on the channel pretty soon in the month of November. I wish I had some blue, but one of them will be that burgundy fabric, which I shared in my stories, the Simplicity 8418 for that bomber jacket in the burgundy polka dot style fabric or whatnot. So that's what I'm going to be doing for that one. And then the other one is a different pattern that I'm going to be using. Now, I know you guys asked me for a sew along for Simplicity 8418. I will be filming some behind the scenes of how to sew that bomber jacket together. So stay tuned for that on the channel. It is item number 2, part of my 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe that I've been sharing with you guys for the last couple of weeks. All right. So once again, this pattern is Lydia pattern KnowMe 2100. Moving over to the next pattern. The next pattern is 2101, which is Alyssa Grace pattern. Now, I was on the fence on picking this up. Now, I picked this pattern up strictly for the top, not necessarily the skirt, because I could hack a different pattern in order to achieve the skirt. But I really picked it up for the top. So I don't have this slotted on my calendar or schedule just yet, but there's definitely some room for it by next fall. All right, let's move over to the next pattern, which is KnowMe 2103. And KnowMe 2103 is Nikki Brooke or Beauty J'adore's pattern. It is a winter coat. Now, I know so you guys are gonna be like, Rochelle, do you really need a lined winter coat when you only get like every bit of 2 days of winter, maybe a week? No, but you never know if I have to go in an area for a week or two and I'm gonna need a winter coat. So with that being said, I wanna have them just in case, all right? Just in case I have to make a winter coat for some reason, all right? But once again, it's 2103. Of course, this is not slotted on my schedule anytime soon, all right? So let's move over to the last KnowMe pattern that I picked up, which is, of course, my girl Raven from Raven Marine. It's 2104. Y'all know this is a classic button-down shirt and a pair of pants. And you guys know, like, this is actually going to be sewn up for Vlogmas in the month of December. I'm going to be working on it behind the scene in the month of November. To film for, when I say film, I'm just gonna be working on it and film some behind the scenes or whatever of putting it together. If I had any issues putting it together, but Raven has a video for this, so I shouldn't have no issues, all right? Putting it together, and of course I could always reach out to Raven if I have any issues whatsoever. And speaking of Raven, you guys probably missed my stories, but she has pattern weights. Hold on, let me get the pattern weights for you. Okay, so listen, I've been using these faithfully, and Raven's been running her Halloween sale, which, you know, your girl already put in an order, right? But she's been running a sale, and I'm pretty sure watch out because she's probably gonna have a Black Friday sale. I don't know, but I'm putting it out in the atmosphere that Raven, if you're looking at this video, have a Black Friday sale for Christmas time, holiday time, okay? Sell some of these pattern weights on how. So I did pick up both of them. I was gonna pick up like all of them, but I was just like, girl, are you gonna use all those pattern weights? So I did pick up the bigger size one. This is her classic one of the hanger. And then the other one is this one. The only one I didn't pick up is the one in the green and pink, which is AKA colors if you are in a sorority. But I decided to go with these. I'm going to do the Halloween one. And then if she makes a holiday one, I'm going to be picking up those as well. So if you have not, and these, you will see these on my table of me cutting out some patterns with these pattern weights, okay? So if you have not ordered from Raven Marine, her pattern weights, do so. They are nice to put on, you know, your fabric and your patterns. I'm gonna go ahead and link to her Etsy shop in the description box below. Open it up, go show Raven some love, not only on her pattern, of course, KnowMe 2104, but also on her pattern weight. You're welcome, because if your girl got it, it must be good, okay? So once again, I went ahead and picked up Raven Marine's pattern, which is a KnowMe 2104. Now let's go ahead and move over to the Vogue patterns. I picked up 5 Vogue patterns to share with you now. So the first Vogue pattern that I picked up is Vogue 2070, and that is a pant pattern. And you guys know, like, I forgot what they're called, but the barrel pants is in right now. That is like the trend right now, and it reminds me of that. So I went ahead and picked up this pattern. I definitely want to sew this pattern up. It's not slotted, but I need to slot these by spring for sure because I need more pants in my wardrobe. That's not jeans, all right? So I think what I'm gonna do is sew these in a 12 fabric or a gabardine, one or the other. But once again, it's Vogue 2070. Next pattern is Vogue 2072. And Vogue 2072 is the so-called bomber jacket with that oversized collar situation. So with this one, I want to make this in a plaid that I already have in my stash. It's a buffalo plaid. Now I have 2. One is like the black and white that you see on the envelope. And then the other buffalo plaid is like a black and yellow that I picked up from fabric.com way before they even closed. All right. So it's been in my stash roughly about 4-ish years. Maybe 4 to 5 years. We ain't counting. But anyway, it's been in my stash for a hot minute. And I just feel like I need to pull it out and use it. And if I'm going to use the buffalo plaid, I need to use it for this pattern. But I'm undecided of which one I want to use. But once again, it's 2072. Of course, it's not on my list to sew just yet. All right. let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern that I picked up is, of course, the last three are Vogue, so I'm just gonna say the number. It's 2074. And this one is a trench coat. Now, listen, this one is not the trench coat. This is actually the cape coat. And this one right here, the reason why I picked up is because, come on, it's just, it was screaming my name. And if you see my video during the drop of the new Vogue winter patterns, you will know that I said I was gonna pick this one up. If you missed that video, I'm gonna put it up here and drop it in the description box below so you're able to see that as well. And I'll also include all the drop videos at the very end on the end screen as in a playlist. All right, so you're not missing a thing. But once again, this is the Mrs. Kate coat. Like I said, it reminds me of Simplicity 1016, which is also Mimi G pattern. Now, I have not made that. However, I do want to make this coat, but it's probably going to be slotted for fall of next year because, like I said, my fall and winter sewing is already slotted for. I cannot squeeze anything else in this year. All right, let's move over to the next pattern. So the next one is 2075, which is, of course, a Mrs. coat. Now, the reason why I picked this up is because I like that kind of like crossover button situation that they have. I love the dolman sleeves that they have on this pattern. I also love the fact that you could color block this pattern as well. It's not slotted on there, but I could definitely confidently say that this would be something that I will probably sew fall, winter of next year. So like I said, stay tuned for that as well. I don't have time to slot it for this year because it does have massive pattern pieces. All right. Now, I have not said this up front, but of course, all the patterns will be, all the number of pattern pieces will be up on the screen. So you're able to see that as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get over to the last pattern that I picked up, which is 2079. Now, Vogue 2079 is the Mrs. Bolero sleeve pattern that I talked about during the drop. It is basically sleeves. So you could wear a slip dress and then just put that on over it and you're good to go. Okay, so I had to pick this pattern up. It was screaming my name. Once again, it's 2079. And speaking of what I have on, this is an old pattern from Mimi G. It's Simplicity 9114 that I extended it. Instead of making it crop, I extended it by 7 inches. I also have a video on that, a pattern review of this pattern. I'll go ahead and put it up here, drop it in the description box below so you're able to see that pattern review as well. All right, well, those are all the patterns that I picked up during the sale. The sale ran from October 16th to October 21st on simplicity.com. It was McCall's, Simplicity, Vogue, and KnowMe patterns were on sale. I believe the sale was like $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. I wasn't counting, to be honest with you, but I picked it up during that sale. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, go ahead and give your girl a thumbs up on the video. Let me know you like content like this. Stay tuned for my next video as I share the Butterick pattern that I picked up during their sale October the 24th through October the 28th. So stay tuned for that video as well. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.
What's good, these wigs get split. Man better breeze and sprint. It's long if I choose to bite down on these pricks. X is a lyrical 4-4 in this, so make sure it's X that you wanna rally with. Oh, make a big man turn to a kid. Shout out skull when I splat out wigs. Never seen X's with your eyes closed. Don't move past girls behind your eyelid. Bars and flows, check out their mixture. Told them man can't handle the fixture.